Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm excited to be doing this tutorial because it is the most requested hair tutorial ever, just about. I curl my hair like this often and I always get requests for a tutorial, so I'm really excited about getting this out finally. These are really pretty basic curls, but I think that the technique that I use and the products that I use really help to achieve the longevity that I have. I really like to curl my hair like this, usually after it's pretty freshly cleaned, and then they last for a really long time. So let's get started with the tutorial. So at this point my hair is about 80% dry and I just washed it with regular shampoo and conditioner, and I'm going to start by taking my Voluminous root lift spray from Got To Be, and I am mostly focusing on my roots, just trying to get a pretty mild, even distribution around my scalp area mostly, because again, as I blow dry it, I'm going to look for a lot of lift in my roots. So mostly focusing on your scalp, keeping it about a foot away and just kind of misting and working it into your hair. And just kind of make a clot of your fist and kind of scrape it in and work it in. Then I'm going to be using my Volumaniac Mousse. This is also from Got To Be, and I use about the size of a baseball amount. I have quite a bit of hair though, so you can use as much as you want. The more that you work it in though, the crunchier your hair will be, so do not use too much. About the amount that I use gives a lot of hold to my curls and makes them last a really long time, but I've just worked to find a really good balance. So figure out the amount for you. Always start with a smaller amount and then you can do more if you feel like it. Again, this is kind of going towards my scalp, but I'm also working it down into the lower areas of my hair as well. Next, I'm just taking a regular hairbrush and working out any knots and tangles. I'm really going over my whole head right now and smoothing everything out because I'm not going to want to brush my hair while I blow dry, and I'll explain that in a second. So just make sure everything is smooth before taking your blow dryer and finishing the job. So I'm using my hand to kind of comb through, as you can see, and keep things kind of in order as I blow dry my scalp and get the rest of that dry. I don't want to use a hairbrush because it will actually help to straighten my hair as I brush, as you tug on those hair strands, and I don't want to encourage straightening because we're just about to curl the hair. So just guide it and get it dry. You can see after flipping my head up that even though I've not styled it yet, there's already a ton of volume now that my hair is dry with those products in. And it's time to move on to curling. So I'm going to start by sectioning my hair off. I'm going to take about the top quarter of my hair and just twist it up and clip it up. These are called alligator clips, I believe, and they're just really cheap online or in a salon store somewhere. Then I'm going to take the next quarter of my hair and do the same thing, just kind of twisting it up and out of the way for later. I like to start from the bottom when I'm curling my hair, and so this is an easy enough way to get things up and out of the way. Then I usually just take the bottom half of my hair and start working from one side and going around to the other. This is about a 2-inch section of hair, and I am not wrapping the hair around my wand to make a ribbon curl. I am holding it through and allowing my hair to just go naturally where it's going to wrap, and it's actually kind of twisting the hair, which makes for a really natural looking wavy curl in my opinion, not so much like a Shirley Temple sort of wrapped ringlet curl. So I'm going to keep curling around the rest of the bottom like I said. I leave it for about 10 seconds per curl, kind of give or take. There's no exact science. You know how long it takes for your curl to come. Once I'm done with the curling, I really like to hold it in my hand for a couple of seconds to allow it to cool. But again, that's not really a necessity. It all depends on how long you want your curls to last. If you pin it up, it will last a lot longer, but make sure that you leave it pinned for about 30 minutes. I usually do not, unless again I have a big thing coming up that night and I have to curl it in the morning. So as you can see, I'm just kind of zooming through the rest of this. There's nothing I'm changing. It doesn't really matter if you point your curls up or down. It's just the convenience of my wand. I'm just trying to be careful not to burn my hand. Gloves do usually come with wands, but I recommend not using them because they add frizz and static. So I'm going to use my Volumanic hairspray from Got To Be as well, and I'm going to just mist this section before pulling down the next section and going through the exact same process. I just start obviously on my left side, doesn't really matter, work my way around the back to the other side. I'm going to skip through some more of this so we can keep moving along, but again, nothing's changing. Once I'm done with this second layer though, I'm going to fluff it with my fingertips, and you'll see I just kind of make little claws out of my hands and just try to combine the curls around my scalp and keep them nice and loose so that nothing's pinned against my scalp. And I'm going to mist it again with this hairspray. I love this hairspray. It's really, really bouncy, but it also has a great amount of hold. And as you can see, they're just getting really full and really thick. It looks like I have a ton of hair when I really don't. So this next section on the top is the most important to kind of pay attention to where you are actually pointing your curls. So for the back half of this section, I'm going to point them back towards the back so that the hair will naturally be falling that way. You don't want any of these curls pointing forwards. And then as you go to the front, make sure that you know where your part is, and just make sure that every curl towards the front points away from wherever you want your part. So make sure that the right curls obviously are pointing off to the right, and that the curls to the left side of your part are pointing off to the left. I'm going to just speed through the rest of this here. I think it works better if you guys can watch a speeded version instead of me just clipping it. So here's me just finishing the rest of my bang area. If you want to tease your bangs to add a little bit more lift in the front, sometimes I'll do that. But for the most part, you really don't need to tease your hair at all. It's pretty remarkable. Yes, I just used that word, remarkable. All right. Anyway, so now as you can see, just a lot more blending the curls together. So shaking my hair around, using my fingers to tease my hair and kind of comb through it, and again, lots of hairspray. This is when you can add the most, and I really haven't had a problem with this hairspray coating my hair, making any sort of film. This smells awesome. It works really, really well, and as you can see, those curls are just bouncy and fun and so big. I'm kind of cracking myself up actually, because every time I do this, Ellie says I look like Merida, which is a lot of fun. So really bouncy, really full, and again, they just get a little bit softer over the next few days, but I'm left with waves for days. I had to say it, you guys. So now my secrets are revealed. It's really the combination of these three products that is totally unsurpassed. I've used a lot of different mousses and root lifters, but there's just something about the system of these three that make the best and bounciest and most voluminous curls ever. And it's really because they all come from the same line, and they're just meant to work together to achieve your desired results. So I just can't recommend them enough. I hope that this works out awesome for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see lots of curls from you guys in the future. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.